Hi guys, welcome to the Saucy Chef channel today. So today I'm going to show you how to make a really delicious fish pie. And the key to making the fish pie really tasty is that the mashed potato is the correct consistency and seasoned well, and then the sauce is really important too. So I've got a dish here that I'm going to bake it in the oven in, and this is an 8-inch round dish, and it's actually about 4 inches deep. So it's a deep dish, but you do need a deep dish for fisherman's pie. So I've got the correct quantities for this sort of a dish. If your dish is a little bit smaller or whatever, a great way of testing is put your potatoes just raw and cut up on the base of the dish to see how thick you want your mashed potato to be, and then the right amount of fish as well. So it's just a good way of testing. Anyway, I'll show you what we're going to need today. So I've got about 1 kilo of potatoes that I've just boiled here. Okay, about 500 grams of mixed fish. So in here I've got raw prawns that obviously have been shelled, and ensure there's no bones in any of the fish. So I've got a mixture of rosada, hake and cod here. I've also got salmon, and I did want to put smoked haddock in, but it's very difficult to get here in Spain. If you can get it, put smoked haddock in. If not, I've put some smoked salmon in. To have a smoked fish in there just gives it a real body of flavour to the sauce, and it really makes a difference. So about 500 gram of mixed fish there, and that's raw. For the potato, I'm going to add a knob of butter, season it well with salt, and a teaspoon of nutmeg. You might find nutmeg's a little bit of a strange thing to put in mashed potato, but it really does give it a lovely flavour. So that's it for the potato. For the sauce, I've got here 750 millilitres of a mixture of full fat milk and cream. Okay, again, if your dish isn't as big as mine, you'll need to adjust the amount of sauce. 2 tablespoons of white wine, a couple of ounces of butter, 2 teaspoons of mustard, a clove of garlic, a teaspoon of parsley and a teaspoon of dill. Okay, if you don't like the taste of dill, because it is quite a strong herb, you don't need to add it, just add parsley. But I do like dill very much with fish, I think it's lovely. So I'll just cover that over whilst we're going to mash the potatoes. And what I'm going to do is switch this pan on here, because this is the one we're going to be heating the sauce up in. Okay, so into the mashed potato goes the knob of butter here. Okay, we then add the teaspoon of nutmeg and salt, and then we're going to test it for seasoning once I've mashed it all. What you don't want to have is, you want a nice creamy mashed potato, but not one that's too liquidy. Quite often I'll add milk or cream to mashed potato, but with a fish pie it's better not to do, because what happens is when it's baking in the oven, the potato will absorb a certain amount of the sauce. So you need to keep it reasonably dry, but just a little knob of butter added into the potato is ideal. Okay. Need to make sure this is really nicely smoothly mashed, and then we've got some grated cheese there as well to put on, sprinkle on the top of the potato when we finish putting the pie together. Important to get the right quality of potatoes for mash as well. So Morris Piper are usually pretty good, or King Edwards are usually pretty good. Right, that looks like it's mashed well enough now. So let me just check this for seasoning. It's really important to have a nice tasty mashed potato here. A tiny bit more salt. Okay, so I'll just mix that in, and then we can put the potato at one side and concentrate on the sauce. You will need to preheat your oven to 180 degrees. Right, so potato on one side, that's that done. So here we have the sauce. And what I want to do first of all is put the butter into the pan. The pan's already started to heat up. And to this I'm going to add the clove of garlic. You can hear the butter sizzling away there. And rather than adding normal flour to thicken it, I always add cornflour. So I've mixed in about 2.5 tablespoons of cornflour with some water, so it's like a nice smooth liquidy paste. And then when the sauce is ready, we'll add it at the end for thickening. Okay. So now I'm going to add the white wine. This just gives an added flavour to the sauce as well. It's important, all these little bits that I do put in the sauce make a real difference, so do please add them. Okay, so now I'm going to add the mix of cream and milk. It's always better to make a little bit too much sauce and mashed potato than too little, because you'll be very frustrated when you end up trying to put the dish together and there's not enough of something and you've got to boil more potatoes and make more sauce. So even if I've made a little bit too much, I think not, but even if I've made a little bit too much today, then it'll go on for something else. So we've got to wait for that to come up to heat, so I'll see you in a couple of minutes. Okay guys, so the sauce base has now come up to heat. So I'm going to add the dill and the parsley and season well at this stage with some salt, and we can check it for seasoning at the end as well. So it's completely liquid now with all the herbs in. I haven't added the mustard yet. I always add the mustard when the sauce has been thickened. It tends to mix in far better if you do it that way. Okay, so some salt and pepper to start with. Some pepper. Okay. And then we're going to add the thickening. So like I said, I've got about 2 to 3 tablespoons of cornflour mixed with some water in this little bowl here. And I'm not going to add all of it straight away. I want to just see how it starts to thicken the sauce, and then we get the right consistency. So I'm going to add, say, half of it to start with. And what we want is a nice, rich, thick, creamy sauce here. If you have it too liquidy, when you actually start to eat the fish pie and open it up and what have you, it's all just runny everywhere and everything. So you need to have a good, thick sauce here. Okay, that's thickened it, but not as much as I want. Can you see here? So I'm going to add the rest of the cornflour now. And that's now just coming up to the perfect consistency. I'll show you. Got a lovely, lovely, smooth, rich sauce here now. Just make sure the cornflour is well absorbed into the sauce and that's cooked properly as well. You don't want a floury taste to the sauce at all. Okay, that can be switched off now. And this is the consistency. Beautiful, rich, creamy sauce. Okay, so we now add the mustard. Like I said, it just blends in better when the sauce has already been thickened. So mix that in well. And then I'm just going to test for seasoning. That's absolutely yummy. That's just perfect. Okay, so now we have all the fish here, guys, and I'm going to put it directly into the baking dish, raw. I don't cook it in advance. It doesn't take long to cook through fish, so it's better to put it in raw, and then it also absorbs the flavours of the sauce an awful lot better too. So, I've evenly spread things around in the bowl here, and now I'm going to add the sauce over the fish, like this. Yeah, I can see by this I've done about the correct amount. It seemed a lot, but you do need a lot of sauce with a fish pie, because like I said, some of the potato tends to absorb it, so what you don't want to end up with something that's too dry equally, not too runny. Okay, and then I'm going to give it a stir to make sure the fish is all mixed into the sauce well, rather than just on the bottom of the dish, like so. And then we're going to add the mashed potato. So, make sure that's all even at the bottom. And you will need to add the mashed potato in sort of lumps across the top of the pie. Don't try putting it in one place and then spreading it, because it really doesn't work. Like I said, I've used about 1 kilo of potatoes here. Okay, so what we do now is I'll take a fork and we just start to spread it evenly across the top of the pie, like so. And you do want the fork marks on the top of the potato as well, it just gives a nice finish to it. So there we go. So it should look like this. Okay, evenly spread across the top. And all we do now is add a sprinkling of grated cheese. You can use any cheese really, cheddar's very good, you can even put a bit of parmesan on. Okay, and then now we put it straight into the preheated oven. It takes, when it's a dish of this sort of size, there's a lot of volume in there, and it takes about 40 minutes to cook through. But just keep checking, because if you have a smaller dish, it's less cooking time. Alright guys, I'll see you in a few moments when the dish is ready. See you later. Okay guys, so this has been in the oven now for about 40 minutes. Turned out absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Lovely fisherman's pie. And this can be served with any green veg really, peas or a minted pea puree, asparagus, broccoli, any of those will go really, really nicely. So I hope you enjoy it guys, give it a try. So if you enjoyed watching the video today, please like and share and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.